There are some things that are also working for your home that if you share with me, I'll be like, what? I can't do it, me oleshe. So nobody should force anything on you. There are some sacrifices those people are also making to make their... See, marriage involves sacrifices. Yes, everyone has to... You have to be deliberate. There is a level of intentionality that is required. Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ifelu Abamishayi and this is another episode of Ife Gist. So this particular episode we're talking about something that trended on the internet. Like, I can't even restrict it to Twitter again. It trended on the internet for almost the whole of January and I was like, let's talk about this. I've seen people's reaction to this particular subject. I've seen people's reaction to this particular breakthrough, because if you ask me, it's breakthrough to somebody. And I just thought, I would like to actually share my opinion about this matter. So for those who are not aware, so there was this lady or this woman, whichever, on Twitter, who just tweeted at the beginning of January about how she wakes up to cook for her husband early in the morning, blah blah blah, because her husband got back home one day and told her that a female colleague brought food for him and came with 2 spoons. Since then, she began to wake up early to cook for her husband. And so many people have been dragging now. And you see, the interesting part is that while they are dragging her, she has been receiving lots of gifts. Is God not so good? Some people will say, it's just luck. And now you know whether it is luck or it is not luck. The more you people drag her, the more this luck is attracting God's blessings into her life. Anyway, in this video, I would like to say, I would like to talk about me. Will I actually wake up to cook for my husband like 4:30 a.m. or 5 a.m.? Will I cook for my husband that early? Or what are the sacrifices? What is the extent? Or what are the extents I could go for my husband? What level of sacrifice can I make for my husband in marriage? I watched a particular reaction video on YouTube and I was in all honesty, I was disgusted. I felt like this is misleading because the woman just sat before a camera and was just telling women that is rubbish, men are taking you to be slaves, this, that, and I saw over 200 comments. As at the time I watched the video had over 200 comments and all the women were hailing her like, who will do that for her husband? Who will do this? Who will do this? I am actually not here to tell you what to do for your husband or what not to do. I'm actually not here to tell you cook for your husband at 4 a.m., at 4:30 a.m. or don't cook. What I am here to say is that, do you know that this lady, Mom Z or Mommy Z, didn't actually force her opinion on anybody? She only stated what she does or what she was doing in her own marriage. And I want us to establish that marriages have peculiarities and there are sacrifices that we all individually make in our marriages to make our marriages work. And trust me, these peculiarities are different. Some of the sacrifices I make in my marriage are different from the sacrifices you make in your marriage. You see, in some marriages, trust me, no matter how much you guys like and preach, men be cooking, men be entering kitchen. Some men will still not enter kitchen for the days of their lives. Yes. And will their marriages work? It will work. Does it mean that their wives are slaves? No. But some of these men, it may be that their strength is laundry. Some of these men, it may be that their strength is helping the wife to maybe iron her clothes or something. See, we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and that is what makes us a couple. That is why two shall become one. This one is a different entity. This one is a different entity. And then the two entities are coming together to become one. This person's strengths are different from this person's strengths. Some areas that are like my own strengths are not my husband's strengths. Like, there are some things I like to do that my husband doesn't like to do. Maybe there are some other husbands out there who would like to do them. It doesn't mean that the fact that your own husband can do it means that my husband is not doing well or is failing. No. So please, while we are taking lessons from social media, please tread carefully. Don't let anybody force their opinions or the rules and guidelines that are working in their homes. Don't let them force it on you. Yes, there are some basic things, but the fact that someone came out to say, I cook for my husband at 4:30 a.m. or at 5 a.m. and then you carry that on your head and say she's a slave, that's slavery, the husband is using her. Hello ma, that is what is working for our home. There are some things that are also working for your home that if you share with me, I'll be like, what? I can't do it, me oleshe. So nobody should force anything on you. There are some sacrifices those people are also making to make their... See, marriage involves sacrifices. Yes, everyone has to... You have to be deliberate. There is a level of intentionality that is required. You have to be deliberate and intentional that whatever the case may be, I want to make this work. And if you want to make this work, you have to be ready to sacrifice some things. You have to be ready to sacrifice some things that you like. You have to be ready to sacrifice your time because you are doing it for the person you love, your partner, your second person in this unity. So please don't let anybody force their opinion or what works in their marriage on you. Take these marriage lessons, but then sit down, sieve them, look at the ones that you can apply to your marriage and sieve away the ones that you can't apply to your marriage, because your marriage has its own peculiarities. For instance, someone will come online and say, oh, I have 2 maids in my house. And then you who live in the UK, who may not be able to afford having 2 maids, you want to use that same template to run your home, you may run into trouble. And someone, for instance, I'm an entrepreneur, like I don't do an 8 to 5. So the way my life runs is different from someone. I have a friend who does an 8 to 5. I cannot say she must use the template of my marriage, exact template, the way my marriage works for our marriage. That would be very unfair, because most times I am in control of my time. She is not, because she has to be at work. So please let us understand these two things, and it's really going to help us to have a beautiful marriage. It is not everything you see online that you take into your marriage like just like that, like exactly. No. You have to understand that there are some things that are peculiar to your marriage. So when you take marriage or relationship lessons online, sit down, sieve them, and check out for the ones that will apply to that can be applied to your marriage or your relationship, and how they can be applied. So you are not misled by people who are actually not coming out to tell you sacrifices they have to make for those other things to work. I hope you understand. So every marriage and relationship has its own peculiarities. 2, we all have to be intentional, deliberate about making some sacrifices to make our marriages work. And the fact that Sister A is making these sacrifices does not mean she's a fool. That is what works for our marriage. She's not forcing you to do it. She has realized that it works for our marriage and she's doing it. I don't see anything wrong in that. You think I want to talk about why would the husband come home to tell her about it? It's your business. So if you don't communicate in your own marriage, that is none of my business. I think that she only expressed what worked or what was working or what is working for our marriage. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have been able to learn 1 or 2 things. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in another episode of Ife Gist. Bye.